Hello, everybody. It is Sunday, March 29th, and welcome to the 200th episode of the Nick Watkins Show. I'm Nick Watkins. Let's get into it. Wow, 200 episodes. It's been a long journey to get here. So many sports games, so many days of doing this, but 200 is a big number. And I'm happy to be here with you guys talking about sports on episode 200 of the Nick Watkins Show. We'll start it off with some baseball. Freshly back. The Giants lost yesterday 3-1 to the New York Yankees. Final score: Yankees 3 on 7 hits and no errors. The Giants one run on 9 hits, no errors. Winning pitcher in this game was Jake Bird, who went an inning and 2/3 in relief. And gave up 1 hit, struck out 2. The losing pitcher, sneeze incoming, was Tyler Mahle in his Giants debut got the loss. 4 innings pitched, gave up 2 earned runs on 5 hits and a walk, struck out 5 over those 4. That's not a bad effort. The save went to David Bednar, got his second of the year. Got out of a tough jam with a double play. The starter for the Yankees was Will Warren. He went 4 1/3, gave up 1 earned run on 5 hits and 2 walks, and struck out 3. So Giants get swept by the New York Yankees to open up the season. 3-1 final score from Oracle last night. We're going to start with the Giants offense. This is the big topic of discussion, and there are kind of three takeaways. There are 3 takeaways from this performance from the Giants offense. So there's a positive one, then there are a couple negative ones. So the positive one is that we scored a run and we got more than 1 hit in a baseball game. We had 9 hits in this game. We also drew 3 walks, so that's pretty good. It's better than 1 hit. It's better than 4 hits. We actually had base runners in this game, and we even scored a run, which is part of the next reason. One of the more negative reasons is, yes, it's great that we scored our first run of the season. We didn't get shut out, and we got almost double-digit hits in this game. But the fact that we lost this game, we got swept, we did not win a single game in the series, and we're celebrating yesterday like it was a big step in the right direction, which it probably is. But the fact that we're celebrating it like getting a run in the game is a victory, that's bad. That's a negative aspect because, we're a professional baseball team. We should be scoring more than 1 run in the baseball game, and we should only be celebrating if we win the game. And then there's a new reason that's shown up. That is another negative takeaway. And yes, the hits came yesterday, 9 hits. But the problem, the new issue that has arisen here, and it's an issue that's carried over from really the past couple of years, ever since 22. We left 7 men on base yesterday. The hits with runners in scoring position are not coming. They did not come yesterday. We barely even had runners in scoring position the first 2 games. There was like 1 chance for us, and we did not cash in there. And yesterday, we left 7 men on base. That's something we got to clean up. And yes, we had a ton of hits in last night's game. Chapman, Lee, Arias had 2, Devers had 2, Ramos, Adames, Bader, but only 1 run scored and 1 RBI from Chapman. So got to be better with runners in scoring position. It is great that we got a run. It's great that we got hits. Now we got to try and get multiple hits and multiple runs, just trying to get more and more and more. Hopefully we'll get into a groove. So those are the takeaways from the Giants' offensive performance yesterday. And it's crazy that it's a step in the right direction. For a positive note, it's the first games were so frustrating. You obviously want to score more than 1 run, but whatever's going on, this is a step in the right direction, because when you're at the bottom, there's nowhere to go but up. So this was a step up. As for pitching, and as for the Yankees offense, they only had 7 hits, but they only drew 2 walks. So they only scored 3 runs. And if you were going to say you held the New York Yankees to 3 runs on Saturday, 3 runs on Friday, and Aaron Judge is going to strike out multiple times over the duration of the series, you'd be pretty happy with that. And really the only offense for the Yankees the past couple of days has been Aaron Judge home runs. And we held them to 3 runs on Friday and on Saturday, and we lost both games. So that is unfortunate. It is a good note for the pitching that we were able to hold this very talented offensive team to just 3 runs on those 2 games. But we did lose the game, so you can't get too excited about it. but the pitching was all right. Molly in his debut, it was all right. You'll take 2/4. Yeah, it wasn't a horrible outing. It was it was okay. It was okay. The bullpen, Barucki gave up a home run to Judge. Other than that, the bullpen has been pretty good. Gage, scoreless inning. Brubaker and Miller combined for a scoreless inning. Walker and Wynn, scoreless innings as well. Love to see that from Walker, especially. But and then for the Yankees, um, they pitched well as well. The Yankees pitching was excellent, and you just like to see more from the Giants. Hopefully, this is a step in the right direction. This game, there were some questions about the way Tony Vitello handled it, but you're gonna, that's expected. When you get swept to start the year, you're gonna look at the manager, and especially when it's a rookie manager who already had so many questions about him. Those questions are gonna arise. He, I don't think he was terrible. I mean, it's not a react, not a react. I like that we got hits. I like that we held the Yankees to 3 runs. Just not enough from the Giants. And the unfortunate thing is, if you take a look at the schedule, which is over here, it's not going to get much easier the rest of the way, especially April. I mean, you got the Padres for 3 games, you got the Mets for 4, the Phillies for 3, then you go to Baltimore and Cincy, and then Washington is kind of the break there. But then after you come back from DC, you're going to get the Dodgers, the Marlins, who are a fun team, and then you got the Phillies in Philadelphia to close out the month. That is a very tough month. The only bad team on here that we have to play are the Nationals. That we get to play, I should say, are the Nationals. The Reds and Marlins can be formidable, and then the other teams are just, Padres, Mets, Phillies for 6 games, the Dodgers and the Orioles. This is a tough opening month, and based on the play from the Yankees series, I'm a little bit scared, to be honest with you. I'm fearful that we're going to have an abysmal month. I sincerely hope that's not the case, but I don't know. There's some really, really tough games on here against some really good teams with really good starting pitching. And, we'll have to see how it goes. Of course, it's a long season, but I mean, April's like looking at the schedule here, like April is for sure the toughest month. And I mean, we saw what happened to the Baltimore Orioles last year. They were a team that had high expectations. They had a very, very, very rough first month of the year, and it kind of derailed their season. You look at the Braves as well. I mean, these are teams that kind of played all right down the stretch. The Orioles were actually very good down the stretch, but because of their very, very bad start to the season, they were not in playoff contention. I hope that doesn't happen to us. I mean, you're going to have to win a lot of these games. I think getting back to 500 is going to be the goal. The problem is you get the Padres, Mets, and Phillies in a 10 game, 10 day, 10 game stretch before we get an off day on April 9th. So you're going to enjoy this one today, but they got a grinder coming up for the next 10 days after today. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it'll go well for us, but a little bit fearful. Let's take a look at some other scores from around the league. A lot of walk-offs yesterday. Lots of walk-offs. The Cardinals walked off the Rays on a single from J.J. Weatherholt in extra innings. Winning pitcher was Stanek, and the losing pitcher was Griffin Jacks. Michael McGreevy threw 6 no-hit innings, and then he got pulled because of the high pitch count. So a nice start from him. Cubs beat the Nats 10-2. Cade Horton got the win, his debut of the season. Miles Michaelis got the loss in that one. 10-2 Cubs win. The Blue Jays walked off the A's in a very exciting game. 8-7 final score. Dylan Cease struck out 12 over 5 1/3 in his Blue Jay debut. Jeffrey Springs also, he gave up 2 runs over 5 1/3. The winning pitcher was Miles in extra innings, and the losing pitcher was Medina, who gave up the walk-off single to Ernie Clement. Lots of offense in this game, but the Blue Jays came back down late. Home run from Kirk tied the game, and then back and forth, back and forth. Blue Jays walked it off for the second day in a row. The Twins beat the Orioles 4-1. Kyle Bradish got the loss, and the win went to Anthony Bonda, and Sands got the save in a game that Taj Bradley started for the Twins. The Rangers beat the Phillies in 10 innings, 5-4 final. Jacob Latz, he went 4 no-hit innings before he came out of the game. And then Aaron Nola struck out 7, 3 earned runs over 5. The winning pitcher in this game was Chris Martin, not the Coldplay singer, but the baseball player. And the losing pitcher was Yohan Duran. The save went to Alexander. The Reds walked off the Red Sox in 11. Winning pitcher was Phillips, who went 2 innings in those extras. Slayton got the loss. Sonny Gray's Red Sox debut, 4 innings pitched, 4 runs, 3 earned. And then the starter for the Reds was Brady Singer, who was all right, 4 innings, 3 runs. Pagan, blah, blah, and save. And the Reds walk it off, though. Marlins beat the Rockies. Yuri Perez, 8 strikeouts over 7 innings, 3 earned runs. Michael Lorenzen got 4 and a third. 3 earned runs. The loss went to Hill. The win went to Fauché, and the save went to Pete Fairbanks. And then the Mets walked off the Pirates in 11, 3-run walk-off home run from Luis Robert. Peterson was good as the starter for the Mets, and Keller was also good as a starter for the Pirates, but the bullpens kind of went back and forth. Lovelady got the win, and the loss went to Barco, and Robert got the walk-off home run. The Astros beat the Angels 11-9, pretty high-scoring game. Win went to Kaiwei Tang, former Giant. The loss went to Urena. And the next one was the Brewers and the White Sox. Patrick got the start for the Brewers. He gave up 1 run over 4 and a third. Win went to Aaron Ashby in relief. The loss went to Sean Burke for the White Sox, and 6-1 final score for the Brew Crew in the win. The Braves walked off the Royals. Dom Smith, former Giant, hit a walk-off grand slam to win this game for Atlanta. Reynaldo Lopez was the starter. He went 6 one-run innings, and Michael Wacha went 6 no-run innings for the Royals. The winning pitcher was Osvaldo Bido, who's a legend on this channel. If you know the AL East preview, you know who he is. And Carlos Estevez, he got the loss in this one. Gave up 6 earned runs. The closer for the Royals, not a very good outing. All 6 of the Braves' runs came in the 9th inning, so that's a pretty big explosion in that one. The Padres beat the Tigers 3-0. Randy Vasquez got the win, struck out 8 over 6 scoreless. The loss went to Jack Flaherty, who gave up 3 runs, 2 earned over 4 and a third. And then Mason Miller got his first save of the year. He looked nasty with his new entrance. And a good game for the Padres to get their first win of the season. You got the Dodgers and the D-backs. Will Smith had a great game on his bobblehead day. Tyler Glasnow, 6-2 run. Erod gave up no earned, but he did give up a run. It wasn't earned on 5 innings. The win went to Will Klein. The loss went to Murillo, and Edwin Diaz got his second save as a Dodger. Will Smith had a nice game in this one. He hit a home run in the 8th to give the Dodgers the lead. The Guardians beat the Mariners 6-5 in 10 innings. Winning pitcher was Cade Smith, who did blow the save, but he got the win. The losing pitcher was Andres Munoz, and the save went to Brogdon. Cantillo was the starter for the Guardians, 3 2/3, 2 runs. Brian Wu looked good, struck out 9 over 2 6-run innings. Chase DeLauder hit another home run. He has 4 homers over the first 3 games of the year. That's nuts. And Guardians win that one. So we got some good games going on today, though. We got the Rangers and the Phillies. This is Mackenzie Gore's debut as a Ranger versus Jesus Luzardo, 2 good young lefties. Twins-Orioles, we got Ober and Boz. Royals and Braves, we got Seth Lugo, and we got Grant Holmes. Athletics, Blue Jays, we got Luis Morales versus Eric Lauer. Pirates and Mets, Mladzinski starting for the Pirates, and McClain makes his season debut for the Mets. The Rockies and the Marlins, Quintana versus Meyer. Red Sox Reds, early making his season debut versus Lauder. And then White Sox Brewers, K versus Sproat. Sproat was one of the prospects that the Brewers got back in the Peralta deal, making his MLB debut. No, he's pitched in he's making his Brewers debut. He's pitched in a couple of games for the Mets. Angels Stros, we got Kochanowicz versus Tatsuya Imai, making his MLB debut here in this game, and that'll be exciting to see. That's going on right now. Rays Cardinals, we got Mats versus May, and then Nats Cubs, we got Irvin versus Imanaga, and then on Sunday Night Baseball, we got the Guardians and the Mariners. We got Slade Ciccone going up against Emerson Hancock. Two good teams, and the Guardians and the Mariners is going to be a good one. Giants do not play. They got an off day. Lots of off days on this Sunday for a couple of teams, which is surprising because you don't really see that. All right, on this 200th episode, we got to keep it rolling. So we're going to move on to hockey. We got, a big day for hockey. A couple days ago, I said the Sharks season was over. That was my prediction. And that still could be the case. I also said I'd be very happy if they prove me wrong. Well, look out, okay? Because this is what happened yesterday in hockey. The San Jose Sharks beat the Columbus Blue Jackets 3-2. A late goal from Igor Chernyshov got the Sharks to lead 3-2. Nice game. Finally won a game. Snapped the 6-game losing streak. This is our first win since March 14th against the Habs. Great. Got 2 big points there in regulation. This is what happened around the West as well. The Caps beat the Golden Knights. The Mammoth beat the Kings. The Canadiens beat the Predators. The Sabres beat the Kraken. The Jets did beat the Avalanche, so they are one of the teams in contention with us that got points there. The Oilers beat the Ducks. And I guess you can throw in the Bruins beating the Wild. So this is what the standings look like in the West. The Sharks are in 12th with 73 points, tied with, or actually 1 point back of, the Winnipeg Jets with 74. And because the Nashville Predators lost yesterday, they stay at 77 points. So the Sharks are 4 points back of that final wild card spot. Teams in front of them are the Jets, 1 up, the Kraken, 2 up, and the Kings, 3 up. Then the Golden Knights have 80, and the Mammoth have 82. The Oilers have 83, Ducks in 4 with 86, and then the big 3 at the top, Avs, Stars, Wild, still going strong. But for the Sharks, this big win yesterday, which we will talk about, means that we are 2 wins back of the Nashville Predators for that final spot. Now, there are 3 teams in our way that are between us and that spot, which is a lot of teams. But it's not about where you are, it's about how many points you have. And we have 4 less points than Nashville. We play Nashville 2 more times this year in the final 10 games of the season. There's a chance. There's hope, and that's all you need in this late here in the season, to do something special. The Sharks have a shot. They have a real shot. It's not going to be easy, but they've hung around despite all the bad play and the losses, and they're only 4 points back. And that is something to be happy about, something to be grateful for. And all you need is hope and a chance, and the Sharks have hope, and they have a chance. You might be seeing the Sharks play better hockey now. And let's talk about this game here. The Sharks won 3-2, 1 goal each in the first period. Then the Blue Jackets had a goal in the second period. Macklin Celebrini scored with a rocket on the power play very early in the third period to make it 2-2. And what I saw from the Sharks was something that we've seen a lot in this losing streak, but this time it paid off, was just being super, super, super aggressive in the third period. Usually what happens is the Sharks get down a goal or maybe a couple goals, and they need goals to get back in the game, so they'll go on the uber attack, be super, super aggressive, but the chances won't be very high quality. They just won't get very many good shots on the net, even though they're shooting the lights out of the puck. And in this one, the Sharks turned on the gas, were shooting constantly, and this time we had some better chances set up with this first line from Celebrini, Smith, and Chernyshov, who all had 2 points in this one. That's what you love to see. You love to see the first line getting great chances. And the Sharks had 36 shots in this game, 12 more than Columbus did. Man, that's what you want to see. That's really what you want to see. There are a lot of turnovers, but the Sharks were controlling the puck late into the game in the Columbus zone, in the offensive zone for the Sharks. The Dukovic was good, 22 saves on 24 shots, good enough to get us that dub, which is such a big win. We really, really needed that. And because all these other teams around the league lost, the door is kind of open. The door is kind of open. And the Golden Knights are pretty much out of reach. They have 80 points and they're 7, and we only have 70, what, 70 what was it again? 73. So that's a lot of ground to make up. But you look at all these teams, the Golden Knights, the Kings, the Kraken, and the Sharks, all 3-7 in their last 10 games. So the Pacific Conference, I mean, don't look at it. It's not pretty. But yeah, the Sharks got a chance. Sharks got a chance. We'll move over to NBA and then we'll finish it. Actually, let's talk about F1 for a sec. Japanese Grand Prix earlier this morning. The rules, the drivers do not like them. Everyone is criticizing them, and it's kind of ruining the sport, dare I say. But Antonelli won. He won. He was the pole sitter, but then he dropped down to like 6, and then a safety car gave him the win pretty much. Piastri finally started the race, and he got second, and then Leclerc was fourth or third, and then Russell fourth. So Kimi Antonelli, 19 years old, takes the lead of the Formula One championship. And then we'll talk about a quick bit about basketball. A couple big games, 76ers over the Hornets, Pistons over the Wolves. Today the Warriors play the Nuggets. This is a tough one. Steph not playing. We got a lot of people not playing. The Nuggets are fully healthy and they're playing playing like the Nuggets. They've won 5 in a row. I don't think this one's going to go well for us. That's just how I feel about it. Other big games, are there any? Raps Magic, Thunder Knicks, pretty big game. Yeah, that's what's going on. And then we got lots of good baseball going on today. So yeah, that's going to do it for today, though. The 200th episode. That's pretty crazy. I just want to say thank you to all of you. If you're still here, if anyone's still here, because nobody really watches my videos, but we're 200 in, and this has been a lot of fun for me. I'm very passionate about this. So drop a like if you can, subscribe, drop a comment. If you're still here, I really appreciate that because, I try pretty hard on these. I put a lot of effort into it. I put a lot of time into it. And 200 is a really big number. I'm proud of us. I'm proud of us, guys. We're here. So it's gonna do it for today. Tomorrow will be 201, and we're just gonna keep it going. Gonna keep it going. So thank you everyone for watching this 200th episode of the Nick Watkins Show. I'll see you tomorrow.